is aerobic, and I met her first. The 30th was my first day meeting her, and so I got very friendly with her. So she's kind of one of the first, she's the second of the new mayors that I got acquainted with, and she's lovely. She's a bit of a biter, and so I met up with her. I met her quite a lot this year. I wrote, but I didn't get her name right the first time I met her. I was calling her Harpic Sunstress a few times. Harpic Sunstress, and I saw Harriet Tubman in the distance. I saw Harriet Tubman in the distance. I recognised her from the blaze in her face, and she came over towards me. She's coming over looking for a card, and then a row pushes her away. And then I was trying to get her to come over. I was trying to encourage her to come back over, and she wouldn't come over. I think she was terrified of Aerobic. I think she was terrified of Aerobic, you see, pushing her way over again. So I spent some more time with Aerobic, and then we went down to the other end, and we met up with I think this is the same day. I can't remember. I think I might have got this wrong now, but I met up with another mayor. I might be getting the day wrong. I think it was the same day. The 30th, I think it was the 30th. I might have got the date wrong. I met up with the mayor, Chestnut mayor. It was the only day that I met her, funny enough, but the only day that I met her. She had an awful growth in her eye. It was a wart or something on her eye, and a kind of wart. It was this overlapping. And it was on her right eye. It's literally overlapping her right eye, like a wart, and she had a growth in her neck. It's literally overlapping, and it was lovely. She's a lovely mare, but I felt sorry for her, and it was overlapping her eyes. I was concerned it would maybe affect her eyesight, but Liam didn't think it would, and I got really nice with my other friends again, and Sibby. I really nice with a lot. I got really nice with them, and Naughta. I met up with Anna and Naughta quite a lot, and Melody quite a lot over the season, and Sibling. I met Sibby 5 times this year. 5 times. It was nice. I met up with her 5 times. I met up with her on the 26th and the 30th. Met up with her on the 1st of June, I think. 1st of June, no. Not the 1st of June, the 30th. It's the 1st of June. The 1st of June. The 6th of June. Wait a minute. The 30th of May. The 26th of May. 30th of May. The 1st of June. The 6th of June. And again on the 4th of August. It was 5 times. Met her 5 times this year. Sibby. I think the mayor met the most, I think, this year. Probably the most, I think, this year was Ibiza. I think I met her the most, I think, was Ibiza this year. I think Ibiza was probably the one I met the most, was Ibiza. And I met Harriet a fair bit this year, and probably Aerobic a fair bit this year as well. They're probably the mayors I met up with the most, I think, this year. I only met up with my friend Budar, fortunately, once. Just the once, unfortunately. My best friend Bardar, I only met her once, unfortunately, which is a shame. And I met up with Labadia, who I'd said I met last year, which I did not. I met her 3 times. I met her on the 13th of June in the open stable. I met her on the 15th of June in Nursery 2, and then again on sometime in August. I can't remember, it was the 24th or it was late August, somewhere late August. I got reunited with her in the main Mares and Bowls paddocks. I can't remember exactly what date. It was sometime late August in the Mares and Bowls paddock. She came over to the fence, and that was my 3rd meeting with her. So I only met her 3 times, unfortunately, that badly. But there's a bit of a gap in the dates, because after all, you know, you were away for a while after the 24th of June, which I still feel like I still feel that I took too much time off. So in future now, if I do get an upset or anything like that. I'm not going to take that much time off again, because I felt I took too much time off and I missed out too much of the stud and too much of the goings on, too much of the season, because a lot of the mares were gone by the time I came back. So I'm not doing that again, ever again. It was too long. It was nearly 2 months. It was a month. It was a month, and it was 5 weeks and 5 days we took off altogether. So way too long. So I'm not doing that again. So that's the last time I'm ever going to do that. So in future I'm just going to take about a week at the most off. That's all. Just a week at the most, and that's all I'm taking off. Not any longer than that. So I really missed my friends. I missed my male friends particularly, and sibling, especially a sibling. I missed her especially, and I missed all of them. All my male friends, sibling, Beta. I missed all of them, and and I was only getting reunited with sibling, and I left her now for over a month. I left her for over a month, and I felt really terrible not believing her, and I really missed her so much. So I'm not doing that again. So I'm hoping and praying that they bring her back next year. Please God, they bring her back next year, and hopefully they'll bring back aerobic next year, because I happen to like aerobic, seamstress, and Levadia and Nina Celebra. Nice to see them back again next year too, but they're only brand new. I'm only getting to know them. And Ananota, and nice to see Ananota back, and Melody Nelson. I'd like to see them back again too. And Discreet Spy, I forgot to mention this. Discreet Spy came back this year. I forgot to mention her. Discreet Spy came back as well. Lovely time with Discreet Spy. She came back as well, Discreet Spy. So lovely to see her back again. It's nice to see my friend Discreet Spy back. And she's looking fantastic as usual. Looking very well. And the last time she was in the stud, she covered with a stallion called Dialed In. And I never heard of Dialed In before in my life. So I think this year she covered with I think I overheard Liam's mum when I was watching the video back at the time that she was with us. I think it was on the 17th of June, I think it was, on the day that we were feeding the mares in the paddocks there. It was with I think it's Noble Hackey, and we're kind of going back and forth to Noble Hackey and the mares at the other side. And I think I overheard Liam's mum saying that Discreet Spy covered with I think she looked at the tag. I think I heard her say Free Eagle. So I think she covered with Free Eagle this year. Noble Hackey, Free Eagle. So Noble Hackey, Discreet Spy, beg your pardon. Discreet Spy covered with Free Eagle. So I was with Noble Hackey across the way. It's Noble Hackey. She's over nursery 2 or nursery 1, and it's gone back and forth to her, and the mares on the other side was feeding Rogue Seamstress and Ananota, and I was feeding them. It's feed Discreet Spy and Discreet Spy, Ananota, Rogue Seamstress, and Noble Hackey in the nursery 1. So kind of going back and forth into all the mares at either side, and then I got what I go and do. I go and forget about poor Noble, and she goes back into the field. So, yeah, but I remember Liam's mum, she's looking at her tag of the tag of Discreet Spy, and I think she said she saw Free Eagle. So yeah, so Discreet Spy she covered with Free Eagle this year. But the last time that she was in the stud, she covered with them a stallion called Dialed In. I never heard of him in my life, so he's very new to me. But I saw a photograph of Dialed In yesterday on Twitter for the very first time, and he's not a bad looking horse. He's actually quite good looking, by the way. He's a bay horse. He's not bad looking. He's actually quite good looking horse. He's actually quite a handsome horse, so he is. I'm not just sure what farm he is in, but he's actually quite a good looking horse, and I don't know anything about him. I have to look him up. And look up his details and stuff, get more information about him. It's not a great name. I'm not too keen on that name now, to be honest with you, but however. But she looks amazing, Discreet Spy, and so it was great to see her back again. And it was nice. It was actually a nice season. You get old friends and making new friends. and and I enjoyed the time with the wheelings down in the Black Cherry Yard as well, and coming towards the end of the season. And I was a bit upset at the very last day, the 19th of December. I was going on my way down to the beach. You see, the living legends were moved down to the beaches towards the end of the season, and I was going down to feed them the cards, and they were gone. They had already left. See, they were leaving on the 19th of December. To go to their new location for the Christmas period, and I didn't think they'd take them away so early. I thought they would leave them there for another few hours, so I can get a chance to say goodbye. But they were already gone. But I was a bit upset about the fact that they took them away early. But I was a bit gutted about that. I had cards for them, so I ended up giving the cards to the stallions instead. But the stallions actually appreciated them. They actually appreciated them, and luckily the cards were able to fit into the doors, so thankfully they didn't go to waste. But I was a bit gutted about that. But it was a good season all in all. But I don't know how I made all those mistakes. But it was a good season all in all, and hopefully now I don't know how I made all those errors. But it was nice to see Baldara, but I would like to see more of her though this year. And the Bad is a lovely mare, and Never Hero. Yeah, she's I forgot to mention. I should have realised that she was the sister of Noble Hackey. I should realise that they were sisters because they had the same dam. They both have the same dam. Noble Hero. They both share the same dam, so it was obvious that they were sisters. I should have realised that. I should have thought of that when I was at the start, that they would have been sisters. Of course they'd be sisters in the same dam, the same mother. So of course they're sisters. They're about half sisters. I'm not just sure what Never Heroes. I can't remember what Never Heroes Sar is. So I don't know how I didn't think of that. I should have thought of that. Oh yeah, I should have said to Liam, I thought they must be sisters. They must be sisters. The same dam. They share the same dam. They must be sisters. I know I didn't think of that. I should have thought of that. But they're obviously sisters. Then if they share the same dam, they must be sisters. And Never Hero looks totally identical. She looks a picture. She actually looks a mirror image of Noble Hero, a friend who died. She had a heart attack, I think. Yeah, so she obviously. So it's plainly obvious that she was the daughter of Noble Hero because she looks identical to her, and she had Hero in her name. So it's obvious that she would be the daughter of Noble Hero. And I looked up her details, and I happened to be right. So she was the daughter of Noble Hero. I was actually right. I actually guessed right. It was her. It was her daughter. So so I was actually very good. It was actually very good instinct. It was actually a very good guess. It's only a guess, a wild guess, but I was right. I was actually right. It is her daughter. But it's very sad. It's very hard to say goodbye, and so it's going to be another 50 days before we get back there again. Another 50 days, a month and just over a month and I can't remember. I guess just over a month and it's just over a month anyways. It's not that long anyway. It's just over a month. But so back on the 14th. We're back on the Valentine's Day, and when we go back, we'll be celebrating the birthday of Elusa Pimpernel. It's his birthday on Valentine's Day. So it's going to be his birthday on Valentine's Day, and it's also the birthday. Somebody else shares the same birthday as Elusa Pimpernel. Let's see. It's also 2 birthdays on Valentine's Day, I think. friend Lucrece, she shares the same birthday as Elisa Pimpernel. Lucrece is going to be, I need a magnifying glass. Lucrece will be 13. Elusive will be 15 next year. Yeah. Labadia is going to be 16 on the 15th of February next year. Labadia, my friend Labadia. 15, she doesn't look 16. And Invincible, the King, is 25 on the 17th of February. 25. So we're just incredible. Yeah. And my friend Sibling, Honor, she's 11 on the 25th of February. So, and Akiano 17 next year on the 27th of February. Akiano, who arrived at the stud Halloween last year. French stallion. So there are a few of the birthdays that's in February. So there's a few birthdays in February. So so they're all the birthdays in February. All those are the February birthdays for next year. So the first two birthdays is Elusive Pimpernel and my friend Lucrece. So Elusive is 15 and Lucrece is 13. So there's 2 years between them. 2 years between them, yeah. So yeah, Lucrece is 13, Elusive is 15. So Lucrece is 2 years younger than Elusive. So she doesn't even look 13. She looks incredible for her age, if you don't mind me saying. So yeah, I haven't seen her for 2 years. It was nice. It was actually nice seeing her back again. She's back. She's from she's French. She's a Frenchman. So unfortunately, I only had 2 meetings with her this year. 2 meetings, and unfortunately, it was on the day that it wasn't it was the day. Fortunately, it was the very last day that we were allowed to feed the mares. The 24th of June was the actual day that it was our final day of the stud, and it was the day that it was the final day of the stud before we took our break. The 24th of June. It was our last day before we took our 5-week break. So that was the last day that we were at the stud, and then we took our 5-week break. It was the day that we were told we're not allowed to feed any more cards to the mares. And at the end of that day, I wasn't getting any luck with the stallions stables. So I went down to the paddocks, I went down to the mares. I wanted to have a hello with the mares because I was upset at what happened earlier on that day. Was told I was allowed to feed the mares. I wanted to go down and say hello to them, because they're very special to me. After all, they're my friends, So luckily, Lucrece was at the fence, and her body language was saying to me that she wanted more cards. She kept putting her head through the fence, putting her head through the fence, and that's her way. That's her asking me for more cards. She was asking me for cards. See, I could tell by a horse's body language, that the body language just telling me that she wanted more cards. She's asking me for cards, and I had to keep telling her I can't give her any more cards. I was breaking my heart, telling her I couldn't do it anymore. It was breaking my heart, telling her I couldn't do it. Literally in floods of tears, telling her. Floods of tears. I was actually crying on camera. Because I couldn't tell. I was telling her I couldn't do it anymore. And to tell her, and then to have to say to my other friends like Sibling and Melody and Ananotta and Abitha, all the rest of them, the same thing. I couldn't give them any more cards as well. Now, what's going to happen next year? The thought was, what's going to happen next year? I don't know what's going to happen next year. See, that I can't do it anymore. How is it going to work out next year now? I can't do it anymore. Will I get a look at them next year? Will they come over to the fence or what? What will happen now that I can't give them more cards? Will I get a look at the hellos or what will happen? So, I don't know what I'm going to do now. So, I was thinking maybe might give them some silver mints or Poland mints or something. Just let them know just let them know that I haven't forgotten them, or that they're not left out, I suppose. That I still think of them, that they're not left out, and don't want them to feel like they're left out, and that they're still very much loved. Still very much loved, and don't want them to feel like they're forgotten about. You know, I feel terrible. I can't do it anymore. All those mayors are my friends. You know, they're all my friends. And that's the only reason why I came over to the fence. That was the main reason why I came over to the fence, is because of the cards. And I actually enjoyed doing it. I actually enjoyed it. I actually had a great time doing it. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I actually had great fun doing it. Great fun. And I even had Liam's mum with us at the time, a few times, and she enjoyed doing it as well. She had a great time doing it. She actually enjoyed doing it, feeding the mares. You know, she actually enjoyed doing it. We all enjoyed doing it. We bring a bag of cards and bring a big huge bag of cards and feed the mares, and they enjoyed it. The mares enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed feeding them, and the mares enjoyed it, and the mares enjoyed it as well. They actually enjoyed it, and they kept begging me for more. They kept asking me for more. They kept putting their head through the fence, asking me for more. They kept begging me for more cards. They just kept wanting more and more and more. And anytime they saw the bag, the mares they'd be over at the fence like a flash. They'd literally run over to the fence. Anytime they see me with the bag, they'd be running over to the fence. They literally run over to the fence with excitement. They run over to the fence with excitement once they saw me with the bag. Now all that joy and all that excitement is all gone now, because I can't do it anymore. Now I used to have great times, great laughs, great joy, you know, great fun, and all of that excitement is all gone now. I can't do it anymore. So, and it's heartbreaking. It's killing me. You know, it's literally killing me. And even Geraldine's often said to me that she enjoyed doing it as well. She said she's often enjoyed doing it, and she's even noticed the mares. She's often noticed the mares enjoying it too. She's often said it to me that she's often noticed the mares enjoying it as well, and you know, she's seen them enjoy the carts. You know, and she notices that how much they love them. You know, they always get excited anytime they see you with the bag, and you know, which is true. It was joy. They always get excited once they see the bag. That's the only reason why I came over to the Bents, is to see the bag there over there, running over to the Bents. And it's the same with the Living Legends. It's the exact same with the Living Legends. Now that's nothing with the Living Legends now. You say